Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My Abdus Salam science fair project is about the aerodynamics of trucks. This experiment is to visualize the airflow and to improve fuel efficiency for more environmentally friendly trucks. Have you ever wondered why when you put your hand out of a moving car and the slightest turn can change the force you feel exponentially? There are two fundamental parts at play here. The high pressure resistance to airflow in the front and the low pressure suction at the back. If you take a balloon and toss it behind you and run forwards with your arms spread out, you can make the balloon follow you. This is because of that low pressure pocket created behind you that pulls the balloon towards you. For my science fair project, I wanted to determine which shape design will minimize drag and improve the aerodynamic efficiency of trucks. I predict that if we develop designs that streamline the airflow over the truck, we can reduce the resistance to airflow, thus reducing the drag force. We can also add elements to our design that will reduce the area at the back of the truck, so there is less area for the low pressure suction at the back to act on. For my experiment, I tested various shapes and airfoil designs in a wind tunnel to visualize the airflow over them. I used these observations to modify the basic truck design to make it more aerodynamic. Here are some of the shapes and airfoils I tested. I incorporated some of these shapes into my various truck designs. The base truck was used as a control, and my modified trucks were used as variables against the control. Procedure: build a wind tunnel. Design your shapes in a 3D modeling software. Test your shapes in your wind tunnel. Create various truck designs in your 3D modeling software. 3D print your models. Test your models in a wind tunnel. On the right, you can see my models being 3D printed. To make my wind tunnel, I used instructions from the NASA Glenn Research Center Make at Home project. This is my wind tunnel. Air enters the chamber through here. As the air flows through these straws, the flow becomes laminar, and the air exits the chamber through this hole, which is being sucked by a fan over here. The fan blows some air into this pipe, goes into the smoke chamber, which generates smoke, particularly from a burnt cloth or blown out candle. It goes through this pipe and enters the airstream. Here are my observations of the different flow visualizations on the different shapes. In the first image, you can see that the flat surface of the triangle is creating a high resistance to the airflow and there is significant turbulence at the back. On the airfoil, you can see how smooth and streamlined the airflow is with very little resistance. My observations of the control truck showed that there is a big wake at the back and there is trapped air at the front. This matched some of the simulations I found online. Here are my observations of the various truck designs. It was observed that the double airfoil created a higher pressure at the front, as you can see by the flow lines being closer together compared to the single airfoil. In these observations, you can also see different low pressure wakes created at the back of the trucks, which are highlighted in yellow. From our observations, we can conclude that by adding the airfoil at the front of the truck, we eliminated the high pressure air pocket trapped at the head of the truck, as we observed by the change in airflow. By adding a wake device at the rear, it was observed that we modified the airflow as it leaves the trailing edge of the trailer. However, it is difficult to qualitatively say which modification is best. A quantitative measurement of the drag force could answer this question. Jazakumullah.